Tonight, 100 million people are expected to watch the first presidential debate. Among the topics, foreign policy and terrorism. Guantanamo was not expected to still be an issue at these debates. But 8 years after President Obama vowed to close the prison during his first term in office, it remains open. Meanwhile, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has called for the expansion of Guantanamo. Well, today in a Democracy Now! Exclusive, we speak with a former Guantanamo prisoner who was cleared to leave under both President Bush and President Obama, but remained at Guantanamo for over 12 years. His name is Jihad Abu Wael Dhiab. He has never been charged with a crime. At Guantanamo, he launched a series of hunger strikes to demand his freedom. He was among a group of prisoners subjected to force feeding. The Obama administration's refusing to release video of the force feeding to the public. But after a judge ordered it, the Obama administration did give the redacted audio to the court, which reportedly shows graphic images of guards restraining Dhiab and feeding him against his will. The case is currently on appeal. Human rights groups have long said the force feeding of Guantanamo prisoners amounts to torture. Dhiab is currently on a hunger strike to push for his demand to be allowed to leave Uruguay in order to reunite with his family in Turkey or in an Arabic-speaking country. Dhiab supporters say he's temporarily resumed drinking liquids and is gaining strength, but he plans to return to a thirst and hunger strike as soon as Tuesday if there's no solution to his long-standing request to rejoin his family. Earlier this month, Dhiab slipped into a coma for 9 hours while he was on hunger and thirst fast, revived only by a hydrating IV while he was in that coma. A few hours after he came out of the coma, I was able to speak with him in an exclusive Democracy Now! Interview. He was exhausted. He was lying on his bed in Montevideo, Uruguay. I asked him to begin by talking about how he felt.
I felt very worse. All my body hurt me, and my kidney, my headache, my stomach, my right side very bad. Many things, but I feel all my body hurt me.
There's a battle in court in the United States to release the videotape of your force feeding in Guantanamo. Can you describe what that force feeding was like for you?
Like United States have said in the media, human rights, human rights, human rights. This never in Guantanamo no have any human rights. Never, never, never. He take the video from first time, go to me in my cell, to move me to chair and give me the tube for give me force feeding. But if you see this video and see the guard how treated with me, how beat me, how make with me, this not human.
Dhiab, in Guantanamo, one nurse refused to force feed the prisoners. Can you talk about that nurse?
This nurse, from first time coming to Guantanamo, me and my brother spoke with him many times. Why you coming here? This your job, this human rights job, the good job. Why coming here for torture the person, the detainee? He think too much. After that, he said, give me a couple days, I take decision for that. He after 2 days or 3 days come and tell me, Jihad, there I don't leave anyone tell me my number, because I am not number, I have name. He tell me, Jihad, I take decision. I tell him what? He said, now I stop give any force feed for anyone. I refuse give any. And I spoke with the government in the Guantanamo about this. I tell him, me and all my brother said for you, thank you very much for that, because I respect this person. He helped me, and he gentleman. He treated with us there, only them. Treated with us from first day coming there. I see him always. He not all right, and he treated with us very well. And after that, I tell him thank you very much about this. He said, what happened after that, I don't care, but I refuse give any force feeding. And after that, he moved from there, And I hear after that in the news he won't take him to court about he refused because he refused the army order. But I respect this person. I need all the person make like him and treatment like him because this all right idea.
President Obama says he wants to close Guantanamo. Do you believe that will happen?
If he wants to close Guantanamo, he can. He can now. He can give order, close Guantanamo. He can close Guantanamo, but he coward. He can't take this decision because he's scared. But Guantanamo is supposed to close. Should be closed Guantanamo because Guantanamo is not good for United States. Never.
That's Jihad Abu al-Dhiab, a Syrian prisoner at Guantanamo for more than 12 years. He was released to Uruguay. He was speaking to us in English from his bed in Montevideo, Uruguay. He's on a hunger strike. At the time of our interview, he had just come out of a 9-hour coma after refusing water as well. Throughout our interview, which we did just after he revived, he was very tired and weak. He would sometimes switch into Arabic from the English, the language, of course, he felt more comfortable in. This is Dhiab speaking about why the U.S. wouldn't want to release the video of his force feeding at Guantanamo and more.
The U.S. does not want the world to see the truth about what happens in Guantanamo. They want to keep the black box closed and to show instead that the black box is full. But it is indeed actually empty and a lie. They can't let the world see the video and know the truth, because the truth will contradict the reasons the U.S. is holding the prisoners. For example, I have papers showing to be innocent since 2006, since the time of George Bush, yet they kept me in Guantanamo. And again I had papers proving my innocence in 2009 with Obama, now president, but they still kept me in Guantanamo. I ended up staying until December 2014, and even the media started to report on me, saying that I was a victim and that I was an innocent man that didn't do anything wrong. In Guantanamo they said, I will not get out until I admit a crime. This is the fact of America. You have to admit to any crime. Why? I said I will not admit to anything. I didn't do anything. That is number one. But they will not say up front to their people, we caught innocent people who didn't commit any crime. They had to create anything. They must force us to admit anything. They offered multiple choices for us to admit something. Is that justice? The issue is the United States knows it's wrong and implicated in Guantanamo. But the U.S. does not want to apologize and go back and stop this injustice and solve this problem. With this, I want to send a message to the American people about the American government's policy with Muslims and non-Muslims, because their policies with Muslims will bring a lot of problems. America is who creates enemies for themselves. America is who creates terrorism and hostility towards themselves.
Dhiab, are you willing to die on this hunger strike?
يعني ليس عندي إلا حلين الآن. جيد؟
I can only see two solutions. Either I'm reunited with my family, or I will have to pay with my life. I want to reach my family that I have not seen for 15 years. I didn't see any of them, my mother, father, or brothers and sisters. I lost my son in war in Syria, and 28 others of my family died as well. My entire family is spread out in different countries, leaving no one with my parents. This is a very complicated issue. I want my right to live a good life and to be free.
That's Jihad Abu al-Dhiab. He was held at Guantanamo for more than 12 years, has not seen his family for between 15 and 20 years, speaking to us exhausted from his bed in Montevideo, Uruguay. He's on a hunger strike, had just come out of a coma, extremely weak and tired after refusing water, and he had been hydrated through an IV during the coma. Less than a week ago, he lifted his dry fast at the behest of his support group. He says he's going to go back to a thirst and hunger strike if he cannot reunite with his family. When we